So our next match is men's doubles after that excellent women's singles, and it features the Malaysian youngsters Ong and Teo against Liu Cheng and the Olympic champion Zhang. After that we'll have mixed doubles and the former All England champions Praveen Jordan and Debbie Susanto. They were semi-finalists a year ago. They're up against Chan Peng Soon, who won an Olympic silver medal last year with his new partner Chia E.C. Then we finish with the second of the women's singles, and it's the defending champion Saina Nehwal, who was Olympic bronze medalist in 2012 in a repeat of last year's final against Sun Yu.
Newcastle is Australia's 7th largest city, just a couple of hours north of Sydney. It's the heart of the Hunter region with a stunning coastline and beautiful beaches. If you like the great outdoors, Newcastle is an activities paradise. There is endless fun to be had in the air, on the water, in the dunes, or perhaps at a calmer pace on the extensive stretches of sandy beaches. Whatever speed you like to live your life, Newcastle has something for you.
So with our next match, men's doubles, a chance for us to look at the quarter-final draw, and we can see that in the bottom half of the draw, the semi-finals have been decided. Lu Qingyao and Yang Po Han, the hugely entertaining pair from Chinese Taipei, up against Komura and Sonoda, the number 3 seeds. You can see in the top half of the draw, there are no seeds left whatsoever. And when you look at Setiawan and Tan Boon Hyung, two former world number ones playing together, they're in their first ever Super Series quarter-final today. But we're going to concentrate on that top quarter with the Chinese pair of Liu Cheng and Zhang Nan up against Ong Yu Sin and Teo Yi. So the men's doubles, only 2 seeds left in. That's a huge surprise. But then, seeing we only had 2 seeds left in the men's singles at quarter-final stage. But here are the players waiting in the wings, and here come the young Malaysians, Ong Yu Sin and Teo Yi. Only a second ever Super Series quarter-final for these young Malaysians. They reached the quarter-final in Hong Kong, the last of the Super Series events at the end of last year, and they reached the quarter-final as qualifiers. So, back on the big stage. They lost first round last week in Jakarta, lost to the pair they're going to face once again today here in Sydney. So, Jeetan Butt from Australia is our umpire for this one. Krish Gump will be the service judge. So, Zhang Nan,
on receive and start.
Winner of 3 Olympic medals, 2 in mixed doubles and 1 in men's doubles. He is the reigning Olympic champion. Playing with Fu Haifeng, of course. And he and his new partner, Liu Cheng, have just entered the top 10 for the very first time on the world rankings. In fact, went up 5 places after their semi-final last week in Jakarta. But let's look at the Malaysians first. Ong Yu Sin from the ancient city of Malacca, 22 years of age, as I say, and they're down 1 place in the world ranking, 24. They have been as high as 21, and that was for 1 week from the 20th of April. Making their first appearance here at the Australian Open, and Teo Yi from Muar in Johor. And as far as they're concerned, well, in their 2 rounds so far, they played against a player promoted from the qualifying. In fact, the Australian pair replace the defending champions and #1 seeds, Gideon and Sukamolio. And they beat them in 2 straight games, as you can see, in a second round against the qualifiers Saputra and Sabekti of Indonesia. Just 16 minutes for that, 16 minutes with 4 minutes of intervals. So that's only 12 minutes of playing time. Double quick time. So to Liu Cheng, who reached 2 finals here in Sydney at the Australian Open 2 years ago, reached the final of the men's doubles with Lu Kai, and that same year reached the final of the mixed doubles with Bao Yi Sin. His partner, Zhang Nan, is 27 years of age and 2 Olympic gold medals. London 2012 in mixed doubles, and as I was saying, in Rio last year in men's doubles with Fu Haifeng. And last year, he and Fu Haifeng reached the quarter-final stage here. Now, in their first match against the 2 left-handers from Hong Kong, they had an absolute thriller. Look at that. In fact, they saved 2 match points in that deciding game, 23-21, an hour and 7 minutes. Much easier affair yesterday against the #7 seeds Wang Kaixiang and Wang Yilu, their teammates from China. So there our umpire I was telling you about, Jeetan Bhatt from Australia, and Tris Gubb from New Zealand will be our service judge. So here's the previous matches between these 2 pairs. They've met once, as I was telling you, and that was last week in the first round of the Indonesian Super Series. And of course, with Liu Cheng and Zhang Nan going on to reach the semi-final, of course they won last week. And that was just 31 minutes for that 21-17, 21-12 encounter.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Liu Yuchen, Zhang Ning, China. And on my left, Ong Yu Sin, Chiu Yi, Malaysia. Zhang Nan to serve, to Ong Yu Sin, love all, play.
Good smash from Ong Yu Sin.
Service over, 1 love.
And I think, Steen, this must be one of the very, very few Super Series events that Zhang Nan has not contested a final at.
Yeah. He's played some good men's doubles. Both Fu Haifeng and also with Chai Biao before, and now in the World Top 10 with Liu Cheng. Fantastic player.
Yeah, broken strings though.
3
Yeah, he's a fantastic player. 44 Super Series tournament finals, winning 30 of them. And that's across both disciplines. But here's an interesting stat. He's never competed here at the Australian Open in mixed doubles. Was supposed to compete this year. In fact, he was the #3 seed with Li Yunhui, but they had to withdraw because she's either ill or injured.
Yeah, withdrew from Indonesia Open as well.
That's right. No, seem to be removing the cover to the handle there.
3
The new racket
love.
he's taken. Surely it's not a new racket, is it?
I think so.
Wow.
Depends a little bit. Sometimes the stringers they wrap them in plastic, but it could be a new, just not with the
4 love.
factory string.
Yeah.
The racket, definitely not.
Yes, every player will have their specific requirements for tightness of strings. Yeah, well, what a good start by the Malaysians.
5 love.
Of course, it was another Malaysian pair. If you'd had to put money on quarter-final appearance here in the men's doubles, the Olympic silver medalist Govi Shem and Tam Wee Keong, and they lost first round.
Yeah, to me, that's not really. Yeah, maybe it's a surprise that they lose in the first round, but not that they didn't make it to the quarterfinal, because we saw them in the German Cup, and Tam Wee Keong was clearly injured in his. I can't remember whether it was right or left knee. I think it was the right knee. No, it was the left.
Yeah, it was certainly a knee injury.
He had a knee injury, and it,
6-1.
the bandage that he had on it prevented him from moving freely, and it was clear that he was not at his best. I suspect they played here in order to try and maintain their seeding
7-1.
for the World Championship.
Well, I was going to ask you that because it seems to me to come here if a player isn't 100% fit, which is certainly what you're implying with Tam Wee Keong. It seems a little bewildering to me, but you've just answered the question before I've actually asked it as to why they would keep their seeding.
Yeah, I think it was the same for Henry Jorgensen in men's singles. He should have reached the quarterfinal to keep the seeding for the Worlds. So it's worth a try.
So here we go, first challenge of this men's doubles. Yeah, that's it.
Challenge unsuccessful. 1 challenge remaining. 8-1.
Oh, this is an extraordinary start by the Malaysians.
Yeah, I think the Chinese, they are underestimating the Malaysians a little bit. I mean, if you don't know who you're playing, but you know that it's Malaysians, you would expect them to have excellent racket skills, excellent touch, and a very, very good defense. Not necessarily that strong in the attack. You would also expect them to be about the height that they are, these two players here. In Indonesia Open, it was very, very difficult to play defense. Here they're starting to play up against the drift, so they've got their defense going, and the Chinese player, they are going to work harder today than they did in Jakarta to beat these two Malaysian players, I suspect.
Gone wrong.
3-8. Service over. 9-3.
I was not happy with that racket.
Service over. 4-9.
Interception from Zhang. Yeah, and again.
5-9.
I don't know if he mishit it to you or what. It didn't seem like his smash was that hard.
Thank you, players.
So if that continues, I think we're going to see Zhang move forward. When Theo has attacking opportunities.
Lucky net cord
6-9
for Cheng. Of course, he's trying to reach his third semi-final here at the Australian Open in 3 years with a third different partner. Because not only did he reach the final in 2015, he was semi-finalist last year with Cheng Wei.
Service over. 10-6.
Yeah, that's right. He was tried out in men's doubles, but is he still playing men's doubles? It's a long time since I've seen him in men's doubles. With Lukai, perhaps.
Service over.
Cheng Wei we're talking about.
Yeah.
They reached the final of the Malaysian Open with Fu Haifeng, didn't he?
Yeah, that's right. But definitely not a pairing as
No.
Fu is retired now.
Absolutely. I suspect they're concentrating his efforts on mixed doubles.
11-7 interval.
Well, this has been a brilliant start by the Malaysians. A 4-point advantage here at the mid-game interval after just 7 minutes of play. So the instructions from Jeremy Gang.
120 seconds.
The Malaysians.
120 seconds.
Steen, you've just checked up on Cheng Wei, and he was supposed to play last week in Indonesia men's doubles.
Yeah, he was supposed to play with Lukai, but they gave walkover. After Lukai had played the first round in mixed doubles, I think he withdrew from the tournament, presumably due to illness or injury.
Yes, bad back. I was talking to Wang Yaxiong here in Sydney, and she was telling me that it was a back problem for Lukai. Nice play from
13-7.
And they're very capable of changing the pace in the flat game, which is often a good thing against Chinese pairings.
Oh, my word, look at that
Service
return
over.
of serve. Well, you can't get any closer than that. Shuttle hit the top of the tape, fell over. Oh, got in each other's way. Yeah, touched his clothing. Landed in anyway.
9-13. Play.
Good rally, and probably the longest in the match so far. Yeah, good smash from Ong Yu Sin.
Service over. 14-9.
Yeah, across the body of Zhang Nan.
Got to be careful now.
Service over.
Because they've
10,
got to try
14.
to capitalize from this great start they had, and I think it's very, very deciding phase of the match right now, because the Chinese pair, they've clearly been alert that it's not going to be as easy as in Indonesia.
Service over, 15-10. Thank you, players.
Oh, that's good judgment. Well, there's a challenge here.
Chiu Yu Yi challenges called out.
It's called out. Malaysians want this checked by Hawkeye. There's a slight hesitation from the line judge, and I think that always unsettles the players, and they sort of think, well, I'll just get that checked out then.
Challenge unsuccessful.
No, it didn't look that far out, did it?
One challenge remaining.
I thought the line judge got it right.
Service
Well,
over.
it was out.
11-15. Play.
I mentioned earlier that Malaysian pairs often were known to create problems for more
Service over.
stronger
16-11.
Chinese pairs, but in fact for this pair here that doesn't really hold up, because in the last year they've lost to every Chinese pair they've met. Their best result, as far as I'm concerned, is that they've beaten the Danes, Mads Conrad and Mads Colling, twice.
Good rally. Was one of those occasions on their way to winning the Bitburger Grand Prix Golds in Germany?
I think it was
12-16.
once there and once in the Super Series.
He just snatched at that, didn't he? Look at that.
Service
Good
over.
return.
17-12.
Yeah, it was. No, sorry, it was in Hong Kong Open and Malaysia Open.
Okay.
So beaten the Danes twice.
No, they look as if they're going to take the opening game here against
18-12.
Zhang. 3 points from game number 1. Make that 2 points.
19-12. Service over. 13-19.
Oh, between the legs. Yeah. No, it looks spectacular for the fans.
19.
Really does any good, the trick shot. It's gone wide. And now game point opportunities for the
Service
Malaysians.
over. 20. Game point 14.
Yeah, good defense. Opening game on their first game point opportunity. And Ong Yu Sin and Chiu
First game
Yi
won by Ong Yu Sin.
Take the opening
Chiu
game.
Yi 21-14.
Umpire just confirms the scoreline of 21-14 in 16 minutes.
如果不能拿牛头，对，这个下两叫葫芦啊。对。这个人呢，一打了啊，两个分钟要撤下来。没有，因为我比看一下上面这个没事，没有这个笔啊，这个可以用针写。
第一排用这个，第二排用这个，第二排可以用这个。
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds.
Well, I suspect the Chinese pair will have been a little surprised by that opening game and the excellent form of the Malaysians Ong Yu Sin and Teo Yi.
Second game. Love all. Play.
Instead, it does emphasise the fact we were talking a lot in Jakarta last week at the Indonesian Premier Super Series event about the windy conditions and the drift and how that affects play. Here, the players have got nearly perfect conditions, and it does affect how some players are able to cope with that, and it's almost akin to players playing in Paris in tennis at Roland Garros, the clay courts, and then going to Wimbledon for the grass courts. It's a completely different game. Here, a week on from Jakarta, exactly the same.
Yeah, it's a perfect analogy, and sometimes have supporters saying, yeah, but all this about the wind or the drift and the shuttles are slow and fast and so on. Isn't that's just the same for all players? And that's, in my opinion, that's one of that's a remark that I don't like at all, because you would never ever suggest that the tennis players are equally good on any surface.
No, exactly.
So whenever you change the playing conditions, it's always better for one of the parts in the match.
Absolutely. And Rafa Nadal just winning his 10th French Open tennis title. He's obviously suited, as everybody in sport knows, to clay courts, and, you know, he's not as well suited to some of the other surfaces. And it's the same conditions for everyone, which is your point.
And then there's some players that are so good that they master different surfaces in tennis, and there's also badminton players that are so good that they master different playing conditions. But especially when you're a young player coming up, a change in conditions can be very, very frustrating, because you haven't really been alert to it and haven't had a chance to develop the skills needed.
Yeah.
Now we can see a totally different approach from Cheng and Liu Cheng, much more alert and ready.
What a start.
6-love.
Well, their opponents had a 5-love lead in the opening game, and the Chinese response is even better here in the second game. 6-love lead. return of serve was so good.
1-6.
Liu Cheng just mistiming his shot.
Two, 6.
What an excellent serve.
Service over. 7-2. Eight, 2.
I suspect that might be the longest rally of the match.
3-8.
And trying a little bit of trickery right at the end. The Olympic champion, Zhang. 24 shots.
Thank you. Service over. 9-3. Out.
Second service error from Liu Cheng.
9.
That was unlucky for the Malaysians because they totally deceived Liu Cheng.
10-4.
This also illustrates the problems that they have here at the Malaysians. They just can't play the same defensive game as they did on the far end of the court. Drift makes it a little bit too difficult. And the Chinese won't let them.
Service over. 5-10. Liu.
That's one of the first drop shots, I think, of the whole match. Yeah, and then goes for a half smash.
6-10.
Yeah, and so much for my theory that it was too difficult for them to play defense. Just play it a little bit more flat.
Yeah.
Don't have to play exactly as precise as if you have the high defense.
Yeah, it's going well.
Service over.
So to the mid-game interval with a 5-point advantage for Liu Cheng and Zhang.
他现在知道你流程肯定是2个拉的，你不会去反击的，所以他怎么打都打到你命，所以你有的时候他不能打到你。
的大概在轮子，你就轮得出来，就不一定能定。啊，他们现在是一抢往下一补，都两腰，看怎么抓他的腰，抓一下，好吧？行。
头尾上下就打头尾，正手上下就打头尾。还有后那里是可以上传单的啊，没有啊。
So Jeremy Gang for the Malaysians has given his advice. Zhang for the Chinese pair.
And both coaches with new titles. New head coach of the doubles department in China, Zhang. And
7-11.
A little bit in the opposite direction for Jeremy Gang, who used to be the head coach of the Malaysian team, but now assistant to former Olympic silver medalist Cheng Kit, who's taking over the responsibility for the Malaysian men's doubles.
Good rally, very good rally.
Service over, 12-7.
Came forward at exactly the right moment. Zhang Nan.
Service over, 8-12.
They've managed to get themselves back into this second game nicely on until what's interesting is whether it's because the Chinese have backed down a little bit, Cheng and Liu Cheng, or it's because the Malaysians really are
Service over, 13-8.
looking for a two-game win.
Not towards your opponents. Okay.
Oh. No, Zhang Nan just told off there for celebrating while looking directly at his opponents, but he didn't show the fist to his opponents, so I'm not sure that a verbal celebration counts as intimidation. Maybe it does. Terrible muddle, wasn't it?
Thank you, players.
Yeah, well worked for his partner.
15-8.
Cheng smashing in the right place to get his partner involved at the front of the court.
Yeah. And the most hard-hitting player on the court, clearly Liu Cheng.
$16-8.
It looks very much as if we will be treated to a third and deciding game. 8-point advantage. Crikey, that was quick on the third shot. My goodness me.
17-8.
Serves out wide. It's a good return, but look how quickly he takes that off the top of the tape. Magnificent.
Service over, 9-17. Shuttle. You. get ready to play fast. Liu, no going back too much. Get ready to play.
Good defence, good drive defence. My goodness me, that looked like a slingshot or double hit or something.
Service over.
I think so too.
18-9.
Difficult to tell from there, didn't look. Right, here we go. We'll see it now. Ooh, Steam, what do you reckon to that?
I think it's okay. And
Do
anyway, even if it wasn't okay, they're very rarely called these shots.
Yeah.
Service over. 10-18.
The thing is, if you hit the shuttle twice, that's not allowed. Yeah, it is, but not in a row. By the same player.
Yes, good work by the Chinese combination.
Service
2
over.
points away from taking this second game.
It seems like they're in pretty good control over what's happening right now. Especially when we have in mind that they're going to finish an eventual decider on this far side of the court.
Service over. 11-19.
Oof, well, there's a challenge here from the
Zhang
Chinese
challenges
player.
called out.
We'll wait for Hawkeye. Here we go. Yeah, good challenge.
Challenge unsuccessful.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I do beg your pardon.
1 challenge remaining.
Return of serve long.
12-19. Play.
Yeah, it was the Chinese challenge. wasn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah, that was
Service
my
over.
mistake.
20. Game point 12.
Game point opportunities.
Yeah, the umpire is supposed to call that.
No, the umpire didn't see it, I don't think. So the umpire is asking for
On
Hawkeye
challenges
to adjudicate.
called
The
in.
player was standing between the umpire and where the shuttle landed, so he simply couldn't see it. And we don't have front service line judges at quarterfinal stage. Now, what does Hawkeye say? Hawkeye says it's in. Second game
challenge unsuccessful.
to Liu Cheng and Zhang.
Game.
So there was actually a challenge from the players. I
Second
thought it was the
game,
umpire
won
that
by
asked
Liu
for that.
Cheng,
But anyway,
Zhang Nan,
one game apiece
21-12,
in this men's
one game
doubles
all.
quarterfinal. 21-12, that second game.
看来顺着这台球，看着会小心，心会大一点。他那个发球的时候，这种小心勾，那撞过去就有点球，
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds.
So this quarter-final all coming down to this third and deciding game.
Final game. Love all. Play.
And one has to believe, I think, in all logic, that the Chinese pair, having won the second game, the momentum is with them. But this very slight difference in ends does have an impact on the rallies.
Yeah, and both pairs, of course, learned by the first two games. So we saw that in the women's singles with Sindhu and Tai Su-Ying.
Yeah.
Both were having new plans for the third game, and of course that's
Service over. 1-all.
also the case here in the men's doubles. I think Liu and Zhang got caught a little bit by surprise in the first game. Won a relatively easy match in Indonesia, and suddenly the Malaysians came out and had much more in the bag than they would have expected.
Yeah.
One of the up-and-coming Malaysian pairs. Interesting to see what they can do in the future. Very important for Malaysia to find additional pairings to sort of support Tan Wee Kiong and Goh Wee Shem.
Yes, and when you consider both the young Malaysian players, both being medalists at World Junior Championships, Ong in Guadalajara in 2010, both incidentally playing with Nelson Kiat, and Teo won gold a year later in Taipei at those World Junior Championships. We've known they've both had talent.
Yeah, definitely. But they've had many good men's doubles players in the junior department, Malaysia, but they've had trouble converting it to dominant seniors players.
Jeremy Gang, their coach,
He was the world champion himself, wasn't he? In the junior.
Certainly medalled. If it wasn't if it wasn't gold, he was certainly a medalist.
Service over. 3-2.
Was a player when Park Ju-bong was head coach of Malaysia doubles department.
Thank you, players.
Oh, that's nice. I like that backhand. Held that and then kept it straight.
And it's so typical for the Malaysian players. They got excellent skills.
You can't afford to hit short to this man.
3-4.
Thumped it on the floor. Look at that.
That was really steep. Also hard and steep.
Yeah, a lethal combination.
Play.
That's what made Fu Haifang so dangerous in his attack.
Service over. 5-3.
Not only the hardest smasher of his era, but also the steepest.
Thank you. Six, 3. Thank you, Cheng. Cheng. Service over. 4-6.
Oh, it's just long. Yeah. It was a nice idea.
5-6.
One of the things that are very difficult when you play both men's doubles and mixed doubles is to have a good enough serve, because you serve from two totally different positions. And I'm so impressed whenever I see Zhang serve, because it's just so accurate. I don't know if he hits it a little bit on the cork. Then it seems like it spins a little bit.
Chops underneath it.
Yeah.
Somehow, yeah.
Or maybe it's just the normal tumble the shuttle does in order to turn the right way after impact. But,
6-all.
Very good server.
Positive play at the front of the court from Cheng. So on a run of 4 straight points, go into the lead. First time in the match they've been in the lead. Brilliant play from Zhang.
Service over. 7.
Look at that defence first of all.
Thank you.
And how on earth did he reach that and control it? That's an amazing shot.
Over. 8-7. Shuttle.
Good rally. Oh, I don't believe it. Fantastic! Yeah, and the Chinese pair understandably happy with that. What an amazing dive.
9-7.
How did he get that back?
Change.
Defence, first of all, he seemed to be way out of position. Then that dive, look at that. Brilliant.
Nine, 7. Play. 10-7.
7 of the last 8 points to the Chinese pair.
It's starting to look a little bleak for the Malaysian pair, knowing that they're going to have to change ends whenever one of the two pairs reach 11.
Well, that's cruel of your opponent.
11-7. Interval. Change ends.
And that shuttle hitting the top of the tape, crawling over. So a 4-point advantage to the Chinese pair in this deciding game. Liu Cheng and Zhang Nan.
他的后对角上去一切或者一抢，
Two Olympic gold medals
其他的
from the coach there.
就是盯往前，他切出来没
In
问题。
fact, here in Sydney, wasn't it? And then again
冲啊都可以，没问
in
题。
Athens in 2004.
It was here in Sydney. We
Yeah.
beat Trigo Sayanto and Melati Timo, who's now Timo with the Indonesian team as women's singles coach. That was a very, very close mixed doubles tournament, that one in Sydney. British medals.
First ever British medals. Simon Archer and Joe Good. Bronze medal. I wasn't going to mention it, Steen.
No, thank you.
There was match point opportunities, weren't there, for the Danes in that bronze medal playoff. I won't mention it again.
Play.
So it's a healthy lead for Liu Cheng and Zhang Nan. 4-point advantage. Athletic mover is Liu Cheng. You know, and ever since we commentated on them last week, Steen, and I said that, you know, I had my personal doubts about Liu Cheng. He didn't seem to have the X factor.
Yeah.
And you looked at me in a very quizzical sort of a fashion, and I thought, you know, obviously I'm not seeing what you see. As a coach, you can see more potential. I've felt guilty ever since that I made those comments.
No, I don't think you should. But it's just that he's exposed himself to our sharp eyes here because he's done so well in the mixed doubles.
Yeah.
So, got a World Championships silver medal, and that's a fantastic achievement.
Yeah.
It's just we're so used to see Chinese players win World Championships and win Olympic championships that we get overly critical sometimes with players that doesn't seem to have that fantastic standard that we're used to, and it seems that at some point he's struggling, Liu Cheng, but he's still in the Chinese team, so he's definitely doing everything he can to better himself. But apart from that, I'm totally in line with you that he might make it, but there are other talents that you're more sure that will.
What a fabulous rally.
Do well. Oi.
Oh, the shuffle had gone.
Yeah, I think maybe his racket has gone as well.
Yeah. Yeah, it has.
9,
Good spot,
13.
Steen. Well, that's got to be the longest rally of the match so far.
Liu, thank you.
One of the best rallies of the match so far as well. Yeah, you mentioned that Liu Cheng has got that World Championship silver medal in the mixed doubles. That was in Jakarta in 2015, and he lost to his men's doubles partner in that final.
And it takes a lot to play with a good partner, because it takes a lot of self-confidence, because when this pair loses, I mean, Zhang Nan, he's the Olympic champion, so there's only one to blame.
Yeah.
That's how common people will think.
Yeah.
Not necessarily that way.
No.
Because you could also say, well, what if Zhang Nan had hit a little bit harder from the backcourt? Then Liu Cheng would be better off on the front court. So, but it's just very, very common to think that way, and that puts a lot of pressure on the player psychologically.
Yeah, absolutely. Good point.
Service over. 10-14.
Oh, yes. Yeah, very quick there, Liu Cheng.
Service over. 15-10.
And the funny thing is that in many other countries, I mean, if he was a Dane, he would be regarded as a big, big talent.
Yeah.
So, just among 16 peers of your country.
Yeah, I guess my view was perhaps blurred by the fact that it's so fresh in my mind. Zhang Nan winning that Olympic gold medal with Fu Haifeng. What an excellent pair they were. And I was seeing frailties in the partnership that haven't yet been ironed out.
Yeah. And that's how it must be.
Yeah.
But there's also a lot of competition in the Chinese men's doubles team.
Yeah. Oh, good defence. It's gone wide.
12-16. Shuttle. Thank you.
This is one of the situations where sometimes the umpire would call a receiver fault because Liu Chang moved his foot a little bit forward before moving backwards. But I think it was a correct call, this one.
Yeah, you're not allowed to move as a receiver until the serve has been struck. That was a good return, wasn't it? But he's so physically strong, he can get out of trouble. And he did exactly that.
18-12.
Came off the frame of the racket from Zhang Nan.
Service
So
over.
the shuttle just popped up into the hitting
13-18.
zone.
Zhang.
Teo.
Zhang. Stay on the court. Thank you, players. Oh! 14-18. Thank you. Liu.
Another couple of points here from the Malaysians, and then the psychology of it all changes dramatically.
Yeah.
But it's not to be.
Service over. 19-14.
No, and the last two games, in my opinion, shows, as we predicted ahead of the match, that there's still a way to go for this young Malaysian pair here.
Yeah.
In terms of Super Series tournaments.
Service over. 15-19.
That's a good smash. And a nice way to bring up match point opportunities for Liu Cheng and
20,
Zhang Nan.
match point 15.
Intercepted by the Olympic champion Zhang Nan, and closes out the match with partner Liu Cheng. Needed 3 games, needed to come from behind to win, in a match just 3 minutes shy of the hour mark.
Match
This is the
won
final
by
rally.
Zhang and Cheng, 14-21,
The interception
21-12,
was perfectly timed.
21-15.
So 14-21, 21-12, 21-15 in the deciding game in a match lasting 57 minutes. So 3 of our quarterfinals have been completed, and what a good day's play it's been so far. Next up is mixed doubles, and it features Praveen Jordan and Debbie Susanto, who were semi-finalists last year up against Cheng, soon the Olympic silver medalist, and while his regular partner, Go Li Ying, is undergoing shoulder surgery, he's playing here with Chia E.C. Then we finish with women's singles and a repeat of the final here in Sydney last year. Sun Yu against the defending champion, Sina Nehwal.
With more than 150 wineries whose vineyards stretch far across the landscape, friendly locals are happy to welcome you to the Hunter Valley, a world-class food and wine destination. Just a couple of hours out of Sydney, the region is full of hidden gems from cellar door to serving salver. The Hunter offers an endless range of gastronomic delights. Whether you sneak away for a weekend or are hanging for a holiday, grab a group of friends and head to the Hunter.